Hi, I'm Jen.
Hi, I'm Nancy.
And we're going to practice today the continuation of the Chum Kiu form. But I don't want to get too far ahead, okay? And so let's first review a little bit about where we've gotten up to. Now, a good question was, I think one person brought up was the different types of shifting, okay? So one of them is, if I'm like this, right, is I'm on one straight line, okay? So when I'm here, I shift, okay? Or if I'm facing you, right, okay? I shift, right, but my heels are on one plane. I shift, my heels are still in one plane, right? So like this, right, okay? So this is one type of shifting, okay? And some people do it on the heels. That's the way we do it. That's the way I was taught, right? Some people do it at the center of the foot, right? Like this. Okay. Some people, I think, they even lift the foot, right? I think William Chung's method does this. Okay. So it's up. I mean, practice the way you guys are taught. Okay. But if you're following the tutorial, my tutorial, then practice the heel, right? Heel. So heel. All right. The other way is getting to facing footwork. So what do I mean? This is your, when I do this, my other heel, when it comes up, it actually lifts off the ground and then gets to the side, or gets to a fighting stance. Right? So I'm in a football footwork. Okay? Because I don't want to go like this in one plane, turn and then face, because I'm in a, this is not a good stance to face someone in, like in this position, right? When you're seeking a bridge, okay? And that's really what I'm talking about right here. The difference between the two is that if I'm seeking a bridge, okay? Let's say she's in a fighting stance, right? Okay? And I'm seeking a bridge. That means we don't have contact yet. Right? I'm looking for a bridge. So from here, when I do that, then I have to turn to face Nance, okay? And I'm going to kick this foot out just a little bit to the outside, so I'm in a fighting stance, okay? And I'm going to seek the bridge. I'm going to seek, this bridge, right? So when I use this footwork, it means I don't have the touch yet, okay? If you're doing the shifting and the feet are on the same plane, the same line, this means you already have a bridge. Okay? That means we're already touched. We already have a bridge, right? And I give her a lot of pressure, see? So now she has to shift to get the pressure off, right? Or go the other way, she shifts, right? She gets the pressure off her, okay? Because if she shifts and she lifts one foot, right, then my pressure is going to push her off. As soon as she gets one foot off the ground, then my pressure is going to eat that space. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Okay? So that's the difference. So if you're practicing the form, sometimes mentally I'm practicing the beginning, or I'm practicing parts of the form as if I'm seeking a bridge. So if you're doing that, then you can do it this way and face, right? This way, right? This way. As long as you understand what you're doing. If you're doing it the more conventional way, the more traditional way, then you already have a bridge, right? Then you just swing your heels, okay? Swing your heels, okay? And shift your weight, your pull, okay? So today what we're going to practice is already having a bridge, okay? So everything's going to be done on one straight line, okay? And we're going to get up to the first part of the form. So you guys can follow along, all right? So from here, toes, heels, sink, everything's set, right? Down, up, pull, left hand, punch, inside, and then the other hand comes out, up, push, then up, then left over right to lansao, double lansao, right? Now from here we're going to shift, right? So this means I'm going to shift a little bit of my weight so that allows me to bring this toe in, Right? And then when I do that, I can shift. Okay? Then I'm going to go the other way, to the right, and then back to the left. Right? Then I'm going to swing my palms out, my hands out. Okay? Then I'm going to turn the palms in. Okay? I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Turn the palm. 1, 2, 3. Hand goes to the hip. Right? Then I'm going to bring the footwork again. I bring this toe in, heel, lance out. And you notice that when I shift, I'm basically shifting the center of my feet. My axis, my center axis, center of my feet. Right? I come to lance out, bong sao, shifting bong sao. Right? Then back to lan, palm to your forearm, shift. Right? Then back, one more time, shift, then back, fist, punch, pull, right? Shift and face the center, open your hand, look to your left, strike, drop your elbow to the center, palm, palm, slide it up and switch your palms. Come back, inside. Come back to this movement again. Now from here, right over left. Okay, so just the opposite. That means I'm going to go to my right. So I shift, right, and I go to my right. I shift, I go to my left. Shift, I go to my right. Make sure you see my head. It's one level. Don't bounce. Okay? Wave the hands, turn, palm, right, come up. Almost like you're pulling and pushing. Okay? We're going to get into this movement later down the road, but for now, just keep it very simple, okay? Then switch, turn the palm, punch, palm, palm, one more, palm, pull, pull, yeah, okay? Then come back to lance out the other side, palm, okay? Then shift, face it, and you want to face, my body's going this direction at an angle, but my bong sao is going straight and I'm looking straight. I don't want to be like this and looking at that direction. I want to be looking straight. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to lan, to my left, palm. Do this again. One more time. Palm, pull, fist. Come back to center, drop the elbow. Palm, slide up and switch your palms. And then finish. Okay, we'll get to the rest of the form down the road. Okay, today what we're going to work on, focus more on is this lan movement. I love this lan sao movement. Okay, lan and this hand. All right, one of the keys that we talked about last time was that whenever you see the hand come back to the hip, okay, that doesn't mean I'm getting power for the lan sao. Okay, where in some karate they say, you know, you pull, you push, and the other hand, the hand comes back. They say to get more power for this movement, power for it, or punch, and you pull the hand back to get more power for the punch, right? But this makes no sense, okay? If that kind of rationale, if you're gonna, it just doesn't make logical sense, at least to me, right? Because if that's the reason, then you would at least, if your hand's gonna come back, you bring it up to your face. Right? Protect your face, okay? Instead of your hip, right? This is useless here, right? So we're always looking for a simpler explanation. We're always looking for a logical or an explanation that makes sense to us. And for us, that means whenever you do that, what does it mean? It means when your hand goes to your hip.
I'm pulling.
She's pulling. She has a hold of me, right? I grab her. That means she pulls to her hip. That means she has me she has a hold of my arm. Okay. Now it becomes very useful to punch or to palm or to do the lan sao movement. And this is the movement that we're going to practice today. Okay. So so they can see. Okay. So right here, I cross arm grab. We covered this last time. All right, she's going to come up, right, and she's going to just from here, okay, shift on her heels and get to the lan sao position. So shift your heels, yeah, hand goes to the hip, she comes to a lancet position. Okay? Got it? So, real easy drill for you guys to practice. I cross arm grab, come up, right? Yeah, good. Okay? You can practice this off a punch, okay? That means I don't have a bridge and I try to do this, and she tries to do this move. Okay? I don't recommend that, but if you're fast enough and you can pull it off, then you can do whatever you want, right? It's just that I never want your skills to rely on speed or athleticism. So first is get the touch. You have to control the individual, right? So I don't necessarily like that method of training. Okay, so this, like I said, today we're talking about already we have a bridge. We already have a bridge. We're already contacting each other. Right? So from here, she's going to come up. Now she's going to come up to her Wu Sao. See? This hand comes up to her Wu Sao. This hand's going to help her, right? As she goes to the hip, this hand goes to the Lan Sao position. As she shifts, don't put too much weight on one hip. Yeah. Got it? Okay. If you do this right, you should always be facing your partner. The problem I see when people do this, okay, is one is when they do this movement, right, and they shift their hips and they, right, see this? See her arms they're not in front of her center. So when she turns, I'm not moving at all. Okay? And then they turn the hip. Then they try to use their arm to force me down to this position. Again, this is not good practice because you're not relying on your first form, your Silam Tao form, which is your facing structure. If your first form is not good, if your facing structure is not good, okay, that means if she's facing me, okay, and this goes back to our Silam Tao form, okay, and she cannot, she has to practice stopping my forward pressure with her hips, okay, and she has to learn to control her hips by using gunslinger to one side, see how she's moving me, or gunslinger to the other side, right, so she's moving me backwards, or both sides, right, see, okay. You have to have that facing structure first. If you don't have that facing structure, then Silam Tao is not going to, this is my own opinion, is not going to do you much good. Okay? So you have to first develop this facing structure. Okay? If you have that, then when you do this movement, you come up. See, she's Wu Sao position. Okay? She's coming into this Lan Sao position. See? Now when she's doing this, her hands always stay to her center. So if she does this, when she's shifting, see, I have to follow. I have to follow her. So the whole movement, I'm always at her center. She's always facing me, which is what she wants. Okay? There's never a point where she's not facing me if you do this right. And it has nothing to do with how fast you do it. Okay? I can hold her really strong. Okay? But as long as her structure is good, she can get her hand to her tan out. See, she's already lifting me on my heels. Now from here, she's going to bring one shoulder up. See? And now my bong sao is really high. That means my shoulder is up, right? Now she's going to start putting pressure onto my one leg. Yeah, see? All my weight is, she's shifting it onto one leg. See, now, when she shifts and goes to her hip, right? It's real easy for her to do this move, all right? Because she's relying on the shovel method. She's going low to high, right? And then at the end, right? She's going low to high. She's using her hips. See? Now when she comes down, she's going high to low. So she goes low to high, high to low. Yeah. She's never going straight. Straight. Because if she fights me in a straight line, she tries to lift straight line, she runs into my muscle. See? She's not going to be able to do it. Right? But if she relies on her hips, right, then I can't, it's very difficult for me to stop that movement now. Because she's getting underneath me and then getting on top of me like that. Okay? So Hawkins calls that like moving like an inchworm, right? An inchworm moves like that, right? Like that. So that's what she's doing. She's going low to high, high to low, right? Or if you look at it like a sound wave, right? Sound wave travels like that, high to low to high, like that. Okay? So practice like that. Practice both sides, and then you should do it again out of your chi style, right? Right? So from here, I give her pressure on one side. She comes up, and then she uses her hip and shifts. Yeah. Okay. The reason why we have to use this footwork, okay, the shifting footwork like this on one line, is because she can't lift her feet. If she lifts one foot off the ground, then to do this move, it becomes very difficult for her, right? Because yeah, my pressure is now going to run into her. So you don't want to do that, okay? Now, what do? There's also the lan sao, okay, where you lan and you completely turn to the side, okay? This is also good. Another way to do this movement is I cross arm grab. She's going to come up, okay, and she's going to, as she comes to the wu sao, she's going to come up and step in with the elbow in, face me. Yeah, see? Now, this is a really bad position. She got me really high. She's low to high, right? She's underneath me, right? Her heel is on the, all her weight is on the front leg, no, that's not right. All your weight is centered between your feet, right? Okay, but she's on her heels, okay? Yeah. Now from here, she's got me in a really bad position, all right? And she's doing what? She's taking over my island. Okay, go back. Okay. This is my island here, right? Okay. That's her island there, right? This is the part where a lot of people, they screw this movement up. And the reason is because their selim, it goes back to selim tao. We always have a medium range, a certain angle. That's our strength. We never want to be like this, right? Like this, doing our tan sao like this, bong sao like this, right? It's too close to our structure. We want it out, okay? At the most ideal angle, right? Yeah, see? Okay? Now, she's here. Now, when she steps into my island, she maintains this angle. This is where a lot of people screw this up. They go in, they step in, but they keep their arms and their elbows. They don't advance their 70-degree angle, their medium range. They only advance their feet.
Collapses.
Yeah, so their hands collapse back to their body, right? And then they get from here, and then they try to bring the arm around and force it to their side to get to the lan sao position, right? Okay, so you can't practice like that. You have to practice as one unit. This goes back to your selim tao. How good is your selim tao form? How good is that angle, right? So that if she's got this angle, right, and I try to pull, see, I have to move her whole body. I push, I have to move her whole body. She doesn't make it easy to take this angle away. So if she's the one pushing towards me, that she keeps that angle as she takes over my island. Okay, this is an important concept. Okay, so I cross arm grab, I face her. She's going to come up to wu sao, right? And she's going to step. But when she steps, she maintains this angle. See? When she does that, see, my structure goes backwards. Right? Now this is really bad for me. Good for her. Right? Now she's going to turn, get into the lan, and now into the lan position. Now she's going to take this heel and she's going to raise her toes. See that? Raise your toe. Yeah. And bring it in. Okay? Now she's ready to bring that other foot around. Okay? But she's got to bring her hands, her arms have to stay to the center when she does this. Or again, she gets behind her structure. This is no good again. Right? So it's a moving structure. One, go slow, step in. Right? Bring that foot in. Bring that toe in. Now bring it around. And see, yeah. And bring your hand to your hip. Yeah. Okay? It's important that you bring your hand to your hip and also push, keep this hand, this lansao hand, right? And push, this hand goes towards me. Her forward intent goes towards me. This hand goes back. Yeah, towards her hip. So you're going like a push and a pull. Okay? Also like this, push and pull. So you're going 2 directions. Okay? One more time. So she can do it a little bit, just fluid. Come up. I'm giving her some pressure so that she can feel it. Why? Because you have to pressure test each other. Okay? Now come here. Yeah. Huh? Good. Okay, bring that hand to the hip. Okay? One more time, nice and fluid. I grab, she immediately gets to here. Then turn. Then step. Yeah. And see how I always stay in front of her. I'm always in front of her. That's what you want. Okay? So, when you're practicing that movement, you have to break it down so that even though you're moving, right? She grabs me. Okay? First thing I do is what? I grab her. Well, she feels it in her shoulder. See? Grab it. I grab her. See? she feels like she can feel my hand in her shoulder. Right? See my wrist? Oh, see? Oh, oh. See? She feels it right here. Right? Now when I do this move, right? Oh, see how I use my hand to bring my hand up? I don't try to bring my hand up to my hip. See? If she holds me strong, if I try to just lift my hand, there's no way. I can't get my hand up. Right? That's coming your seal and towel form. When you're like this, you've gone, and then when you come bring it back up, okay? You don't just bring the hand up, right? When you come up, you bring the tan up, and then you bring it into your body, and then you lift like a car jack. You car jack your elbow up using your body. Right? Right? Gone. Bring it in. Come up. All right? See that? So, from here, that's what I'm doing. Okay? I don't want to try to bring my hand up. I'll never be able to do it. Okay? I want to bring, this is a gan. See, this is like a gan, right? Like a movement. So I want to bring my hand up, but I want to bring my hand towards me. See, and I bring my elbow to the center. So even if she holds me tight, it's okay, because I'm bringing my elbow to the center, and I jack it up. She feels it all in her shoulder now. Okay? Now I step in between her feet, right? And I bring my hands to lan position. Okay? I'm pulling here towards my hip, and I'm pushing here. Push and pull. Push and pull. Okay? Right? If you study Bagua, then you can use the tiger's mouth. They call it tiger's mouth, right? Which I like. Okay? See? Tiger's mouth. Okay? Or you can use the palm of your hand. Either way. Right? Then from here, see my heel? I use the Chum Kiu shift. So from here, I shift. And I use the turn. But when I turn, I bring her with me. Okay? Got it? So we're going to continue on and keep practicing, but you got to practice the little details, the small little detail. Okay? And, the next part's the kick, okay? But like I said, this form it's two ways to do it, right? It's a sideways form. So you're trying to get me sideways, or you're turning sideways to me to get me to turn sideways to you. Right? Does that make sense?
Kind of.
All right? So from here, right? Okay, what do I mean? She comes up, and she's just going to shift. So when you shift and hands come to hip, you're shifting yourself. Or I'm sorry, you're shifting. I'm
moving you.
Yeah. You're shifting to bring me to sideways. Alright? Get it? Okay, so do it. Come up, shift. Yeah. Okay? So she's shifting to get me sideways. Okay? The other way is you turn, so you turn, you step in, okay? Bring the hands to position, right? Now, you step behind you and you turn yourself sideways to me. No, step and turn. Yeah, you turn yourself sideways to get me to go sideways to you, right? But the end result is the same, which is you want your opponent, right, to not face you, okay? You want him to be sideways to you, all right? Doesn't matter how you do it, right? You grab, I come up, I kick, I turn her sideways to me, right? Okay? So, but that's kind of one of the key points to the Chum Kiu form, okay, is that it's sideways, and that's a really important lesson, okay? So we're going to continue on. We're going to keep going. This Chum Kiu series is going to last, I think, a long time, but there's a lot of material in it, right? It's not something that you can just gloss over, right? And you think you're going to get. And just the shifting and the moving structure. But you're starting to see how important it is to have the facing footwork, the Si Lim Tao, the first form, the facing structure. If you don't have that, and she grabs me, and I try to do this, see, but my hands come behind me. Then I try to force that. There's no way. You're just going to try to muscle someone. It's not going to work. Okay? So you can't do that. You got to have the moving structure. Moving structure, right? Moving structure. Everything has to be. You have to move your entire body as one unit. That's the only way a small person can fight a bigger person. Okay? To rely on your hand speed and your athleticism, it's only for the people who are really fast and strong. That's not Nancy and I. Yeah, that's not us.
Slowest person around.
Yeah, we're the slow and the weak ones, all right? So we gotta find a different way, right? So, all right. So keep practicing. Like I said, we're going to continue on, right? And I'm just really glad that you guys you're enjoying the journey. You're learning, you're exploring, and just keep practicing, okay? And practice this linear shifting, okay? We're going to get into other drills too, where you shift and you turn and you face, okay? You shift and you lift the foot and you face. That's a different shifting drill, okay? And it has its own purpose. But for now, just practice with already the bridge, okay? So that's it. Thank you very much. I know this is a long video, but it's an important one. Keep practicing, and we'll see you guys next week.